Sanji Dong. Each devotee. I have cartels right here, actually. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Good morning, dear devotees. Welcome to Daily Srimad Bhagavatam class. Let's do some Jai Radha Madhava. For anybody getting ready for the verses for the day, we have verses Canto 7, Chapter 6, verses 9 through 18. It's speaker's choice on focus verse, so I thought we'd look at verse 9. However, if there's any devotees who reading these 9 verses is inspired to read one of the purports, please let me know and we can read the purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradari Gopi Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Jaya Radha Kalasanji, Radha Kalasanji, Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Shamasundar, Radha Shamasundar, Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Govinda, Shri Radhe. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Radha Kalashanji ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. If we can sing or pronounce the invocation verses together, both Sanskrit and English, please. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devyam sarasvatim vyasam tato jayamudirayat. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto Narayan Rishi, the supremmost human being, and unto Mother Sarasvati, the goddess of learning, and unto Sri Vyasadeva, the author. Nashta prayasha abreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttamasloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. By regular attendance on classes on the Bhagavatam, and by rendering a service to the pure devotee, All that is troublesome in the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the person of Godhead, whose praise with transcendental songs is established as an irrevocable fact. Om Gyantimarandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshuranmaditam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, and my spiritual master kindly opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Hare Krishna. So we continue with Prahlad Maharaj speaking the truth to us and to the demons of the school. We're in Canto 7, Chapter 6. We'll start with verse 9 and go to 18. If somebody could start whenever we're ready here. Do we have a mic? Rajeshri's? Oh, Rajeshri does. Oh, yes. Where's Drista? He's hiding. Who's doing this thing? Oh, you are. I was like, how is this thing moving? Oh, no problem. I just was really confused about how we were getting this up here. So, and if you push function F11, it will make it bigger if you want. If you want. Not that big of a. It's all good. Go ahead, Rajeshri.
What person too attached to a household life due to being unable to control his senses can liberate himself? An attached householder is bound very strongly by ropes of affection for his family, wife, children, and other relatives.
Text 10. Money is so dear that one conceives of money as being sweeter than honey. Therefore, who can give up the desire to accumulate money, especially in household life? Thieves, professional servants, soldiers, and merchants try to acquire money even by risking their very dear lives.
How can a person who is most affectionate to his family, the core of his heart being always filled with their pictures, give up their association? Specifically, a wife is always very kind and sympathetic and always pleases her husband in a solitary place. Who could give up the association of such a dear and affectionate wife? Small children talk in broken language, very pleasing to hear, and their affectionate father always thinks of their sweet words. How could he give up their association? One's elderly parents and one's sons and daughters are also very dear. A daughter is especially dear to her father, and while living at her husband's house, she is always in his mind. Who could give up that association? Aside from this, in household affairs, there are many decorated items of household furniture, and there are also animals and servants. Who could give up such comforts? The attached householder is like a silkworm which weaves a cocoon in which it becomes imprisoned, unable to get out, simply for the satisfaction of two important senses, the genitals and the tongue. One is bound by material conditions. How can one escape?
One who is too attached cannot understand that he is wasting his valuable life for the maintenance of his family. He also fails to understand that the purpose of human life, a life suitable for realization of the absolute truth, is being imperceptibly spoiled. However, he is very cleverly attentive to seeing that not a single farthing is lost by mismanagement. Thus, although an attached person in material existence always suffers from threefold miseries, he does not develop a distaste for the way of material existence.
Text 15. If a person too attached to the duties of family maintenance is unable to control his senses, the core of his heart is immersed in how to accumulate money. Although he knows that one who takes the wealth of others will be punished by the law of government and by the laws of Yamaraj after death, he continues cheating others to acquire money.
Oh, my friends, sons of demons, in this material world, even though who are apparently advanced in education have the propensity to consider this is mine and that is for others. Thus, they are always engaged in providing the necessities of life to their families in a limited conception of family life, just like uneducated cats and dogs. They are unable to take to spiritual knowledge. Instead, they are bewildered and overcome by ignorance.
My dear friends, O sons of the demons, it is certain that no one bereft of knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead has been able to liberate himself from material bondage at any time or in any country. Rather, those bereft of knowledge of the Lord are bound by the material laws. They are factually addicted to sense gratification, and their target is woman. Indeed, they are actually playthings in the hands of attractive women. Victimized by such a conception of life, they become surrounded by children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, and thus they are shackled to material bondage. Those who are very much addicted to this conception of life are called demons. Therefore, although you are sons of demons, keep aloof from such persons and take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, the original of all the demigods, because the ultimate goal for the devotees of Narayana is liberation from the bondage of material existence.
So, Prahlad in the beginning of this verse says, "My dear friends." It's amazing, right? He's speaking to demonic fellows who are trying to correct him, to put him into Maya, right? Really trying to convince him that his father is the Supreme Personality, and he calls them friends. Do you think he's saying it just for flattery? Huh? I was saying, the question was, do we think Prahlad Maharaj is just trying to flatter Sandana Kumara? No, he's probably seeing them as friends, right? Even with all of these external things and stuff, he's seeing them as a friend, and therefore he's really preaching to them to try to help them, right? It's amazing. Okay, verse 9, please. 769, please. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare. Okay. Kogreshu puman saktam. Kograheshu puman saktam. Atmanam ajitendriya. Atmanam ajitendriya. Oops. Sneha pasya hirdridyar Bhadyam. Sneha pasir dridyahir bhadyam. Utsaheta vimochitam. Utsaheta vimochitam. Kogreshu puman saktam. Atmanam ajitindriya. Sneha pasir dridyar bhadyam. Utsaheta vimochitam. Vatum. My bad. Follow, please. Ogreshu panam saktam. Atmana jatidivra. Pasir Padyam Utsaheta Vimochitam. Ogreshu Panam Saktam Atmanam Ajitindriya Sneha pasir vadyam utsaheta vimochitum Ograheshu panam saktam atmanam andriyendriya Neha pasir jidhir bandam Chitum. Is that your first time doing? No? Okay, word for word translation, please. Kaha, what? Gray shoe, to household life. Puman, man. Saktam, very much attached. Atmanam, his own self, the soul. Ajitya, Indriya, those who are conquered, the senses. Sneha pasya, the ropes of affection. Dridyayi, very strong. Badam, bound hand and foot. Utsaheta, vimochitum, to liberate the material bondage. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. What person too attached to household life due to being unable to control his senses can liberate himself? An attached householder is bound very strongly by ropes of affection to his family, wife, children, and other relatives. Purport. Prahlad Maharaj's first proposal was Kumara Achitya Brajano Dharmana Bhagavan Iha. One who is sufficiently intelligent should use his human form, a body from the very beginning of life, in other words, from the tender age of childhood, to practice the activities of devotional service, giving up all other engagements. Dharmana Bhagavatan means the religious principles of reviving our relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For this purpose, Krishna personally advises Sarvam Dharma Prajitidya Mamikam Saranam Vraja. Give up all other duties and surrender unto me. While in the material world we manufacture so many duties in the name of so many isms, but our actual duty is to free ourselves from the cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease. For this purpose, one must first be liberated from material bondage, and especially from householder life. Householder life is actually a kind of license for material attached persons by which to enjoy sense gratification under regulative principles. Otherwise, there is no need of entering household life. Before entering household life, one should be trained as a brahmachari, living under the care of the guru, whose place is known as the Gurukula. Brahmachari Gurukule Vishna Danto Gurur Hitam. Bhagavatam 7:12-1. From the very beginning, a brahmachari is trained to sacrifice everything for the benefit of the guru. A brahmachari is advised to go begging alms door to door, addressing all women as mother, and whatever he collects goes to the benefit of the guru. In this way, he learns how to control his senses and sacrifice everything for the guru. When he is fully trained, if he likes, he is allowed to marry. Thus, he is not an ordinary grihastha who has learned only how to satisfy his senses. A trained grihastha can gradually give up householder life and go to the forest and become increasingly enlightened in spiritual life, and at last take sannyas. Prahlad Maharaj explained to his father that to be freed from all material anxieties, one should go to the forests. Hitvatam patam griham andaha kupam. One should give up his household, which is a place for going further and further down into the darkest region of material existence. The first advice, therefore, is that one must give up household life. Griham andya kupam. However, if one prefers to remain in the dark well of householder life because of uncontrolled senses, he becomes increasingly entangled by the ropes of affection for his wife, children, and servants, house, money, and so on. Such a person cannot attain liberation from material bondage. Therefore, children should be taught from the very age of life to be first-class brahmacharis. Then it will be possible for him to give up household life in the future. To return home, back to Godhead, one must completely be free from material attachment. Therefore, Bhakti Yoga means Vairagya Vidya, the art that can help one develop a distaste for material enjoyment. Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prajotitaha Janyati Asuviragyam Jananam Chayad Ahuktikam. By rendering devotional service unto the person of Godhead, Sri Krishna, one immediately acquires causeless knowledge and detachment from the world. Bhagavatam 127. If one engages in devotional service from the beginning of life, he easily attains Viagra Vidya, or Asakti, detachment, and becomes Jitindriya, the controller of his senses. One who perfectly engages in devotional service is therefore called a Goswami, or Swami, master of the senses. Unless one is the master of the senses, he should not accept the renounced order of life, sannyas. A strong indication for sense enjoyment is the cause of material body. Without full knowledge, one can be unattached to material enjoyment. Without full knowledge, one cannot be unattached to material enjoyment, but as long as one is not in that position, one is not fit to return home, back to Godhead. Reality check. This is why Srimad Bhagavatam class is so important, right? It's because each day we get a reality check. And Prahlad Maharaj is giving us a reality check, saying, this householder life is not where it's at. So what is reality? Is this material world that we're in at the moment reality? Is it real? It's temporary, right? It is real. Somebody sees an illusion in the desert. Is the illusion real? Well, their perception, their illusion is real, but the illusion is not real, right? So this material is really an illusion. It's there, it's happening. We really are stuck in this situation. And so we get a reality check. Hey, being stuck in this false, this temporary position, you're falsely thinking that this is the ultimate reality, that this is your goal in life, is to become happy and develop a nice place to live here, right? But the reality is that this isn't the place for us, that this is a prison. This is a prison because why do people go to prisons? For reformation, right? A correctional facility. Because there was something before they came in to the prison or the correctional facility that caused them to be there. And the cause for us being in this correctional facility is that we wanted to enjoy separate of Krishna, right? Our envy popped up. We decided, whoa, what would it like if I was the center of everything? Krishna says, okay, try it. Good luck. Boop. And so we go into this prison house. And in this prison house, we're trying to live with gold chains. We're trying to live the most glamorous, perfect prison life. Srila Prabhupada explained so many times, right? But the reality is that whether the prisoner is in prison with the iron chains and the worst of prisons, or whether they're in the golden chains and the most freedom in prison, you're still in prison. And therefore your freedom is, what do I say? Freedom is restricted. There you go. You're restricted in your freedom. And so whether you're the prisoner, the C-class prisoner or the A-class prisoner, you look outside and you say, wow. Every once in a while you say, I want to be out there. What it would be like to be like them. And so we need people like Prahlad Maharaj that give us a perception of what it would be like to be out there. And so this is our reality check, that we get to see that, oh, hey, How are you performing householder life? Are you trying to become very comfortable with your kids and your wife or your husband or your relatives? Or are you seeing it in the reality that we've been given through Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita? As devotees, we're very fortunate because some prisoners are in a cell that they can't ever see outside. What do they call that? What is it? Solitary confinement. There you go. They're in solitary confinement. They can't even see the outside. So therefore, their sanity, to save any sanity, they just start to develop, what is my area right here, right? They throw out the possibility that there's even anything out there because they see no way to get out. But as devotees, we're very fortunate because we get Srimad Bhagavatam and we get the pure devotees, our acharyas like Srila Prabhupada, and they give a perception of what it's like to get out of the prison cell. Krishna speaks Bhagavad Gita, he comes down. Why? Reestablish religious principles and to perform pastimes to attract the devotees. And similarly, the pure devotee is coming here to do the same exact thing. We get to see Srila Prabhupada's Leela, right? We have it so written down and recorded, right? So many lectures, so many books, so many videos. And we get to see the pure devotee who's saying, hey, this isn't for you. Come back. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of this prison. So when the devotee decides that, I no longer want to try to make for a comfortable place in prison, they start to accept. They start to make the choice, I'm going to get out of here, right? How is this done? By the mercy of the pure devotee. They give us an inclination to see the outside, but we still have to make the choice, right? We still have to make a choice. I want to get out of this prison house. If you want to stay in this prison house, Krishna will say, hey, stay. In special circumstances, yes, he'll do whatever it takes to get you out. For the most part, he's not going to take away our freedom. Why? Because choice and freedom is the foundation of love. If I'm doing something because I have to, then it's not really love. It's because I have to. It's because it's for tit for tat. If I don't do this, then I'm not going to get that. You're giving me this, so therefore I have to give you that. So we are trying to come to a place of love. We're coming to a place of, let me take this this temporary reality, this illusion, and let me start to see it in the right perspective and start to use it for its real purpose. Because even this temporary reality is Krishna's energy. It comes from Krishna. I'm the source of all spiritual material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who know this engage in my devotional service and love me with all their heart. So we're changing our focus from trying to make a comfortable prison to getting out of it to being out of it. And this is a really big process, right? And so throughout it, we get the reality check from Srimad Bhagavatam. Each day we come, and sometimes it's saying, hey, you're a fool, you were caught in householder life, wake up. And some sayings it's saying, you know what? Our Supreme Personality of Godhead, our Lord, the most beautiful person, he's so, so kind that we just say his name and there's nothing that we can do to stop from going out of this prison. And we need both. We need the reality checks on both sides to say, hey, there is light at the end of the tunnel. My Krishna is the light at the end of that tunnel, and it's possible to get there, and yet we need to the reality check, hey, a shaken up, Jiva Jago, wake up. Make sure that today, when you go through life, that you're in a place where you're chanting all the time. You're trying to always please the Supreme Person. And therefore, you start to see the householder life in the right perspective. You do have a duty, just like Krishna speaks on the battlefield of Kurukshetra to Arjun. You have a duty. Arjun, you are a Kshatriya. You're a warrior. This is your duty. If you don't do it, then so many people are going to look at you as the leader you are, and they'll see your example, and they will follow your example. So be a warrior, do your duty, but do it for me. And this is renunciation. This is sannyas. We're trying to get to that point where we're always working, always doing our duty, where we are not attached to the material aspect of sense gratification for the material senses. We are completely attached to using everything for the pleasure of Krishna. So therefore we do our duty, and we're not trying to suck material enjoyment out. We're not trying to get anything from it. We're just trying to give. We're trying to give pleasure to the devotees and to Krishna. So many things I could say. There was one more thing that popped into my head right there. One second. So we got reality check. Material life is miserable. It's a prison. We're in a correctional facility. We need to be able to see what's outside so that we have some inclination. And we have a process of being in the prison house. Now we're trying to get out of it, and finally we get out of it. Sounds pretty good to me. Any questions, comments, thoughts? I could lead with a question. Yes, 1718. What is it in your life that gives you a reality check? What is it that you come across regularly or every once in a while that gives you a reality check? What's going on? Please expand, Gokulananda. A mirror? The mirror. Every day you look in the mirror in the morning when you're brushing your teeth or...
When you look yourself in the mirror, I see how I'm, I get the practical realization of the birth, old age, disease, death, how they're miserable.
Mm.
Getting older, right?
Mm.
That's what I see.
I'm appreciating that thought process of seeing, here's my vehicle, here's my this dead thing that is falling apart, right? I know that I sometimes we're in kirtan and I want to dance. I'm just like, I can't do it. My body's just like, nope. The thing is is even when we're in kirtan and we're doing our best to dance, we should, wiggle a little bit as much as we can. But in our heart, we can be dancing the greatest. Doing twirls, just doing our best to dance in the most perfect way for Krishna. I remember one time I was driving on the bus, and I was listening to Srila Prabhupada lecture, and he said, at home you should make your home like an altar, and you should do everything to make that altar as beautiful as possible. Right? He said, however, even if you don't have the means at home to make the most beautiful altar, in your heart, you can make a throne for Krishna to sit that is full of diamonds, that has flowers everywhere, And he said, this is non-different. This is reality. And when he said that, I was just like, wow. I can build a throne of diamonds and beautiful flowers and gorgeous tapestries, and Krishna will see it the same as if I do it. And I remember my heart just like got like softer, you know what I mean? It just like, it was like, wow, like, you know, because often we're stuck on externals, right? What can I give Krishna? How can I help Krishna? What is it that Krishna, I could give Krishna? And so sometimes we see these things as jewels and stuff like that is so attractive, right? Okay, that is nice. They are nice, right? The spiritual world is full of gems. But we have the immediately we can go to giving Krishna anything that we desire. It's amazing. Any other thoughts about reality checks or any other questions? By the way, anytime you have any other questions or thoughts, please go.
Thank you for that class. My reality check is Srimad Bhagavatam class. Where else can I be reminded that this is a prison and that I'm not a guest here, that I'm a prisoner? Then that, and then also reminded of what I can do to get out of there, which is service.
Yeah.
You know, thinking, I was listening. I didn't get to attend the class you gave the day before yesterday, but I was listening to it, and the way you talked about remembering that everything is a service was a good reminder, because it's easy to get, you know, things to become ho-hum, you know, just, you know, like you're just going through the motions. Like, you know, for instance, what we're working on right now, I've been working on this for something for 6 weeks, and now it's become kind of mundane and, you know, kind of ho-hum. But listening to your class, I remembered that, oh yeah, this is a service to Krishna. I need to be constantly focused on what's going on and remember what do I want to do to serve with that. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
It becomes very easy to forget where we're coming from, right? Because of our conditioning of becoming content, you know, and like, and that's a reality check too, because the truth is that we can be part of the most amazing thing, but if we're still conditioned in the conditioned state of seeing, you know, performing our activities in this world with some kind of attachment, there's going to be some misery in it. And I'm not talking about the misery that we see as Krishna's blessing. There's sometimes where you just see like, I'm going through something right now, and it is not normal. It's tough, but I can see Krishna's really helping me here, and I'm growing. But then there's just times where you just go and like, I can't see Krishna. I can't see the purpose that he's helping me to grow and nothing like that. And every once in a while, we got to look at it and go, wait a minute. The reality is I'm in the material world, and if anything I want to do is going to take a work that's tough. There's going to be things pushing back. It's going to be tough. Like, for instance, you got to take your car to get its oil change. It's really hard to go, oh, I've got to spend an hour, you know, I've got to take half an hour there. I got to go half an hour out. It's going to take 10, 15 minutes there. They're going to offer me a air filter. They're going to offer, they're going to try to sell me this, and this. Oh my gosh, let's do it for Krishna. Okay, hopefully we can get to the place where it's like we see the vehicle as Krishna's and we do it like, but every once in a while we just got to be like, this is how it is. This is why I got to get out of here. Because even the most amazing service for us has moments where it just gets, it's tough. The material world pushes back on us. And it pushes back because we're not meant to stay here. We're not meant to be here. And Krishna's kindness through those times, if we can see it in the reality it is, oh yes, Krishna's reminding me that I have some attachment, I have some conditioning, I can't be in this moment blissful, Satchidananda. Why? Because I'm in a conditioned state, and I need to move forward. The thing is that sometimes we quit because of that. Often it's a saying, nope, the reality is you're going to have to go through some times like this, but keep pushing forward, keep moving. And then all of a sudden we get past it, and then we see some growth. We see some more faith in Krishna. Oh yeah, there is light at the end of the tunnel. We become a little bit happier. And then something slaps us in the face again later. That's the truth. It's like, that's so kind of Krishna to put that in our preview sometimes. If we didn't, we might just sit here and, I was here in Brihat's class the other day, and he was like, we have great food, we have great friendships, we have great song, we have great dance, we have the best philosophy. We have the best of all of these. We have the best, of the best. And it's easy to get content. And because of that, every once in a while, Krishna's mercy is to say, hey, don't stay here. Don't get comfortable. But keep moving forward, because we're progressing towards a place that isn't like that. That's the window. We need to see the windows. And we need to see the devotee who's showing by example what it's like to get out. Tulsi Saki Prabhu.
Thank you for nice class, Prabhu. Prabhu, you've already touched on this point. So there's this viewpoint that this is a prison, let's get out of here. And then the other side of it is also in Sri Ishopanishad. We're just going through the first few verses where it's saying, Krishna's the owner and controller, but everybody has their quota. And if you work in that way, you can go on to live for hundreds of years. So then, why not just acknowledge Krishna is the owner controller, acknowledge our portion, and work in accordance. So then why not desire to live for hundreds of years like that?
Why not put on the golden chains? Why not put on the golden chains? Because even with the golden chains, even with our quota, even for living 1,000 years, we come to a place where we're not satisfied. And then we have two choices. In that dissatisfaction, because we're not getting what we want, we either decide to keep on reaching more for even better gold chains, maybe with diamonds on them, or we say, wait a minute, no matter what chains I put on, no matter what situation I put myself, I'm not going to feel satisfied. And this is why we need the spiritual master, we need the acharyas, we need Srimad Bhagavatam to go, you can't do it. It's been tried and tried and tried. This material world will not satisfy. Take the chains off, take the chains off, take the chains off, take the chains off, stop. And we need to hear it 1,000,000 times. This is why the Sankirtan movement is so amazing. Because the Sankirtan movement is giving us both perspectives, but it's giving us the best taste of reality. Because there's nothing like when you share Krishna consciousness with somebody and that feeling. There's nothing like it. And so it becomes hard as a devotee because we do taste it every once in a while. We do taste the pleasure of Krishna and Srila Prabhupada. Because when we share with Krishna with others, what does he say in the Bhagavad Gita? He says, this gives me the most joy when you share this with people. And Srila Prabhupada was encouraging all the time, share this with people. Sarasvati, who is the Supreme Personality, or who is Krishna? She says, the Supreme Personality of God. He said, you are the best preacher. He wasn't trying to flatter like Prahlad Maharaj. He wasn't trying to flatter anybody. He was saying, you are the best. Go out and tell people that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of, and watch things happen. So, as devotees, we're in a big swirl of bipolar, you could say. We're like tasting the greatest, wow, sharing Krishna consciousness, chanting with my friends and talking about like Bhagavatam class is so amazing. And then we get the reality check of, okay, then we go to householder's life. We're not meant to stay, though, we're not meant to stay in the mode of ignorance in the sense of we're not meant, how do I say this? We're not meant to stay the center. We do need reality checks. Where am I? Who am I? Where's my position? What's my service? And then we're meant to flip to Krishna, right? We're in a conditioned state. We do need to check where we're at, right? So we are going to have some moments of time where we're self-centered in a sense like that. Who am I? What am I here for? But the devotee tries to kick out of that as soon as possible to say, you know what? What's my real job? Is to serve Krishna. And so we don't stay in that, in the doom and gloom of the material world. We do see it as it is. We don't try to hide the fact that this place is horrible, but we don't stay there. It's not. We need to move towards service to us, us being Krishna's servant, not us in a material world that's horrible, that stinks, that this and this. Okay, see it. Let's go serve Krishna. And Krishna is the absolute truth. It's anything we do that connects to Krishna even a little bit, he's so kind that he sees it as pure devotional service. Even if you say a word that has any syllable of Krishna's name in it, Krishna sees it as pure devotional service. It's mind-blowing how much Krishna wants us back. He's willing to give us every out. And so devotees, we have to see that side of reality too. My Lord is so merciful. I have so much conditioning. I have so many faults. But you know what? This name of Krishna is so powerful. That even with all these things, the name of Krishna, the Maha Mantra, will take me out of it. We have to come to be convinced of that. We have to become confident that chanting Hare Krishna is always the best thing. Hare Krishna. Gokulananda Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu, for a wonderful class yet again. And the takeaway for me today is a reality check. And I was contemplating, and so many things came to my mind. Like, for example, Prabhupada just say, if you keep chanting Coca-Cola, right, you'll get fed up with that after some time. But the very fact that, you keep chanting Hare Krishna, we have forgotten all Hollywood and Bollywood songs. And we've been living for past 30 years without singing any mundane songs. So that's a reality check. Then another thing that comes to my mind is about the food. When we offer it to Krishna, it becomes prasadam and it tastes totally different. Right? That's yet another reality check I was thinking. So all these things can be found in this moment. And as you pointed out, right, in your class, you spoke about the mirage. Like in a scorching heat, if you're walking continuously in a desert, you think there is a water, but there is no water. But ISKCON is like an oasis, which has the water. ISKCON is like an embassy. The reality check of the spiritual world is here, right here. Mm-hmm. So you go to any embassy, and you get a feel of that particular country. So the reality check is here, right here. You want to get a feel of the spiritual world? Come to ISKCON. So, thank you for churning.
I was thinking, sometimes so many people love our restaurant. We've been talking about the restaurant for like 2 weeks, and this and that. And sometimes I eat it, and I'm like, it's okay. But over and over and over and over and over and over and over, I hear people from who aren't in our community go, "Oh, that place is so good," and I'm thinking, it's okay. But then the reality check goes, wow, this is how special prasadam is. That, and how spoiled I am as a devotee. and also, what's my mind, what am I seeing? What is reality? And the reality is that this place is not an ordinary thing. It's giving food that people taste and they're like, wow, it's out of the world. Even though, we're fortunate enough to get, maybe some pizza from Jai Guranga or this or that, which is brings us up a little, anyways, to a different way. But yeah, time and time again, I remember I've been living here about 4.5 years, and meeting people from outside so many times. Wow, this place is amazing. Wow, there's something different about this place. And at first I thought, because of my conditioning, that they were being just flattery. Oh, they're just being nice. But you hear it over and over and over and over again, and you go, wow, these people are seeing something that even I'm not seeing. Maybe I need a reality check. Wow, am I taking the Holy Dom as something just okay? Or do I need to see through the eyes of these people that are coming and saying, wow, this is an amazing place? I'm not saying I'm not always there thinking that this place is ordinary, but it's a reality check. Oh man, am I taking this for granted? Am I being content? So now I've heard it so many times that whenever I hear it, I go, it's a reality check. Oh yeah, am I seeing the Holy Dom as the Holy Dom? Or am I using my conditioned state to see it as something just normal and, oh, we're just doing this and this, this. It's amazing if we take a look at life like this as reality checks. We can see Krishna helping us in so many ways. Okay, it is 8:35. We'll end class. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vanchika patarubhyascha kripa sindhu bhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Antikoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.